Hey guys, all Hayle Kerry here, and I'm back with a story time. Now this is not clickbait, and if you're interested in knowing more about this story time, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because everyone who does is royalty, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video as well.
Hate to burst your bubble, bitch. I'm that weird girl that's running shit.
So being that it is October and it is Domestic Violence Month or Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I just wanted to come to you guys and share my piece on having a domestic violence type of relationship. Well, before we get into this whole situation, let me just say that we're gonna call him TJ. Me and TJ have been together for 5 years, and those 5 years were shitty. During the first couple of years of me being with TJ, everything was fine. Then once it started going towards the end, shit started changing and things started happening, and it just became toxic. And I should have left when I seen the signs in the beginning, but you tend to do that. You tend to ignore some of the signs when you're so involved and so in love with the person that you turn a blind eye to it. But don't do that. This happened in September or August, one of the two. And I was with one of my friends, Angela, and we were chilling at her house because her and TJ, they live pretty close to each other. They live like less than 10 minutes away from each other driving in Queens. So I was hanging out with Angela, and TJ called my phone and he's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Mind you, we're not together anymore. I was so against the whole, I always said this to myself, I would never befriend my ex-boyfriend. Here I am befriending my ex-boyfriend, and the one that I shouldn't befriend because of how things ended. But me being a dumbass, yes, you can say I was a dumbass. Me being a dumbass, I trusted him and was just like, no, cool, I'll let my guard down and I'll be your friend, even though we ended on bad terms. Cool. So he hits me up and he's like, hey, what's up? I know you're by Angela's house and I wanted to know, like, what time you're gonna be going home. I can just drop you home, but that's only if you want to come with me to a barbecue. I'm like, okay, cool. At least I won't have to pay for an Uber. I can just ride with him. It's no biggie, you know. I'm here trusting him, thinking that shit was actually gonna happen. So I was just like, cool. I mean, I don't see the harm in that. Cool, whatever. So now it gets later. I gave him the address to Angela's house. Now, if you live in Queens, or if you ever travel to Queens, you know that you have to be very specific with the address that you give, because you can have the same address, but if the street is wrong, so say it could be like 109 Avenue, 109 Street, 109 Place, 109 Road, you have to be very specific with which street it is. You can't be saying, oh, my address is blah 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 109 Road and you live on 109 Street. So I gave him the wrong address, so he ended up in Flushing. But what pissed me off, sidebar, what pissed me off is that you've been to Angela's house. You know how to get to her house. So why the hell are you asking me for her number, to be exact? So that was strike one. So I gave him the wrong address. So he's upset about that. So he's calling me and he's like, oh, you gave me the wrong address, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And we're going back and forth. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Right? So I think it was like 8 o'clock. Yeah, so I get in the car now. He smells like liquor. He's upset. He's like pissed off. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So we're driving now. And we're not driving to Conduit. We're not driving to the Bannewick. We're not driving anywhere near an exit for me to go home. And I live in Brooklyn, by the way. So I'm like, where are we going? And he's like, oh, don't fucking worry about it. Pretty much he just told me, like, shut the fuck up, don't worry about it. Okay. I'm like, okay. So now we get to like Linden, and like Farmers in Linden, and we're by his cousin's house. Now I hate his cousin hates me. The feeling is mutual. Why do you have me here? So I'm like, why are we here? And he's like, oh, I came to get something real quick. Real quick turned into like a whole fucking hour now. And I'm like, actually, when he came and got me, it was 10 o'clock. When we got to his cousin's house, it was like 10:30, 11-ish. Right. So now it's like 11:30. I'm telling him like, oh, he's outside the car. I'm still inside the car. I'm not trying to go into his cousin's house. And it's just kind of fucking weird and awkward. I'm just not the type of person. I don't have the need to be fake. So I'm just quietly sitting my ass here in the car and chill. But my phone's dying. I want to go home. By the way, I have my monthly and I'm just so uncomfortable. And he's chilling. And I'm just like, TJ, are you serious? I want to go. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Said I was strike two. Somebody comes to the car. I don't know who the hell it was. It was like one of his stupid ass friends. And he's like, oh, TJ's not dropping you home, so you might as well just call your Uber now. So I'm like, excuse me? Well, what are you talking about? Why are you talking for him? I'm not talking to you. I don't even know who you are. Why are you talking to me? So then he finally comes to the car, what seemed like after like 15 minutes. Gets in the car, and he's like, oh, you in an effing rush? Oh, now, he's like, I don't even have my effing license, and he was gonna drop you home. And I'm looking at him like, your cousin was gonna drop me home. Why the hell are you gonna sit here and lie to me? Why are you lying to me? You wasting my time. And then we're supposed to go to some barbecue that's by my house, but here we are wasting our time here. So now he gets in the car and he makes a U-turn, and I'm like, so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go get your license? What are you gonna do? Because he left his license home. He's like, honestly, don't fucking ask me any questions. So I'm like, okay. So now we are driving up Linden and this dumbass is speeding. Mind you, he's drunk. And I'm just like, typical him, drunk as fuck. So now the cops pull us over. He's like, oh my fucking God. Now do you want to rush? Now I'm getting pulled over by cops. Blah, blah, blah. All this shit. Cursing me out, calling me all types of names, whatever. And then I'm just like, you cursing me out is not going to solve anything right now. I'm like, you have liquor on your breath. You don't have your ID. You're going to get a ticket. And I feel really dumb for thinking that you would actually drop me home when you said you would. So the cops come. Before the cops can come, he's like, oh, give me some of your food. Because I had leftover, I think it was curry goat. And hey, before I could give it to him, he grabs the container, spills the container open. And so now rice and curry goat is all over the fucking place. And he just starts throwing it in his face. And I'm just like, you're mad sus. The cop comes and he's like, license registration please. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just realized I didn't have my ID, that's why I was turning back home, yada yada yada. Bullshitted his way out of getting a ticket. We get to his house, he's sitting on his stoop. I guess you could say it is now 12 something, and this nigga is sitting on his stoop. And I'm like, bro, I want to go home. I don't know about you, but I want to go home. He's on his phone and he's calling me all types of names, and he's on the phone talking to this person. I don't know who he's talking to. And he's like, oh, this effing bitch, she got me out here about to get a ticket and she wants me to rush to drive her home. Now I'm not going any effing where, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay. So while he's outside on the stoop, I'm in the car on my phone trying to order me an Uber. So now I'm ordering the Uber or whatever, and my Uber is like on its way. So I get out the car now and he's like, where the fuck are you going, blah blah blah. And I'm just ignoring him. So I try to get into the Uber. So I open the door. This guy, he pushes the door closed and he's arguing with me. And then he tells the Uber driver to drive off. And I'm looking at him like, excuse me? Who the fuck are you to tell him to drive off? That's $5 now I'm gonna be charged for because I didn't get into the Uber. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So now I'm upset. So I'm like, are you fucking serious? Why the fuck would you do that? So now we're going back and forth, exchanging all types of negative energy, and I end up calling another Uber. So now this Uber, he comes, and as I'm getting in, this motherfucker he's running towards the car because I told the Uber driver, I'm like, before I get in the car, can you please just drive up the block? Like, drive all the way to the stop sign at the end of the block and I will walk to the end of the block. I finally catch up with the car. I put my foot in the Uber. As I'm about to sit down and close the door, This guy drags me out the fucking Uber. He dragged me out the Uber. He's yelling at me and he's like, oh, I told you not going any fucking where. Why the fuck you keep ordering Ubers? What the fuck is wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. And he's still dragging me on the floor. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Get the fuck off of me. Stop touching me. Like, it was just really horrible. So now the Uber driver gets out the car. He gets out the car and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. So then the Uber driver yells out to him, I'm gonna call the cops. This mother, he ends up running towards the Uber driver. And they're like running around the car like dummies. And I'm just like, and I'm looking at him like, what are you gonna do to this guy? Like, why? Why can't you just go inside your fucking house and stop embarrassing both me and you? And the Uber driver's like, well, I'm gonna call the cops. So he says that. TJ then goes back in his car without his license, sloppy drunk. And he's like, oh, F you and F this, I'm out of here. He drives off. So now I'm in the Uber and I'm crying and I'm scratched up. And the Uber driver's like, well, we're just sit here and wait for the cops to come. We waited like 15 minutes for the cops to come and they didn't come. So now the Uber driver's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, can you please just take me home? So I like block his number. I text my sister, and then my best friend Angela is texting me like, oh, did you get home yet? And I'm like, no, I didn't get home yet. Like, so much has happened. And then the Uber driver's like, well, being that I called the cops, I have to report this to Uber and they're gonna call you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I have no problem with doing that. So I just left the whole situation alone. Like, up to now, this guy still like tries to call my phone. Even though I have him blocked, he still tries to find a way to get in contact with me. Now I have this app called Umail on my phone. No, this is not sponsored, but Umail still will show you like, oh, who called you. Even if you block the number, it would still tell you who called you. And that's my story on how I got dragged out of an Uber. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. And I hope you guys share with your friends, moms, sisters, brothers, lovers, partners, dogs, cats, whoever. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to bring more awareness to domestic violence. It is not cool. It's not cute. Please get out of your situation as soon as you can, because sometimes you can't get out of it. It's just too late. I don't wish this on anybody. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Like, domestic violence is not funny. It's not cute. Being crazy is not funny or cute. I need everybody to cut that shit out. It's not funny or cute. So yeah, that is all, folks. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned. Bye.
Molly West.